In today's class, we are going to discuss the most important chapter on basis of which C++ stands, that is a class. After discussing the important chapter so far as the C++ or OOPS is concerned, then we have to go to the basic chapter. Initially, we have to discuss and finish the chapter like class, inheritance, polymorphism. After discussing all, we will be returning to the common chapter or the basic chapter having the similarity with the C, that is operator, control structure and other chapters. In today's class, which is the main or the core part of the C++ as object-oriented programming, with a different example, we have to discuss what is class, how the object is created, how the object is interacted with the class, and members and method how interacted, how we can create multiple object of the class, we have to discuss in today's session. Let's first comes to what is class and object. As we know, in C++ as a object-oriented programming, everything we do in the form of classes and objects. Class contains attribute and methods. Attribute means the members as integer x, character y, float z. Method means which is operating on the member, void get, void display, etc. As describes, attributes are the variable and methods are the functions belong to the class, and all are known as class members. Variable because within the class what is defined, that is known as your class members, that may be the variables or the functions. In the similar fashion, we can say class is a user defined data type because it create the object by which we can interact with the members and the functions. In other way, we can say for the class, for creating the members and methods, it acts as the blueprint without which the objects cannot interact. Simple to say, class is a user-defined data type, contains members and functions, placed in a single packet known as your data encapsulation as a class. To interact with the class, we need the objects. And how to create the class? The keyword is used, that is class. Suppose we want to create a class name, my class is user defined. We can take also Sriram, or instead of my class we can take as Sriram, or we can take as Shreyans, or we can take as my child. Whatever the name, we can take as Ram, we can take as X. Class followed by any name you can give, followed by it's a block of statement. Int my num, string or character my string, all are known as your attributes or the variables. And public is the access specifier. If you don't specify any access specifier, the default access specifier is private. Private and public difference is public members and method can be accessed inside and outside, and private members and method can be accessed within the class, not outside the class. Discuss. Class is a keyword. Public is the access specifier which specifies the attributes and methods of the class. Either it is to be accessible inside or outside. Inside the class, there is variable like a my num, string, my string, etc. All are known as your members. When variables declare within a class, they are called attributes. Any member declare within the class, that is my num and my string, these are known as your attribute of the class. At last, the class definition ends with a semicolon according to the syntactical structure. How we have to create the object? In C++, an object is created from the class because if there is no class, there is no object. Here, how the object is created? See, my class and the name my object. This is object, class followed by object name. And it is written to access the class attribute, we use dot. Dot is known as your membership operator. Without dot, we cannot interact with the class. Suppose a class is defined, my class, its member is my num and my string, class is ended here. As C++ provide the bottom of approach, first any method or the class name is defined. In the last, we have to define the main function from where the program starts. Class name, object name. My class is the name of the class, my object is the name of the object. We can take as X or Y or anything else. How the object to be interact with the class? Object dot member name or object dot method name. My object is the object name and my num is the member. Here see, my num is the name of the member. See, my num is the member, my string is the member, and members are interact with the class by the help of your object. My object dot my string. And the similar way we store, the similar way we can access my object my num, my object my string, and output will be 15 and some text accordingly. Remember, as it is public, we can access outside. If it is private, the error will be given because private member cannot access outside. And by the help of object, we can store one data, one record. But if you want to store more data, we can take the multiple object of the class. A class may contain multiple objects. Suppose class car, its member as a brand, model and year. And if you want to more than one records, more than one brand, model and year, we can take the multiple objects. Suppose car object, this is one object, one record can be stored. Car object, one dot brand, car object, one dot model, car object dot year. One record is stored. Suppose we want to store another record, then you are creating another object. Class name, object name. Again, object 2 dot brand, object 2 dot model, object 2 dot year. Two records are stored. We are creating two objects. Like this, if we want to store many data, many records, then we can declare many objects. In the similar way, we can access object 1 dot brand, object 1 dot model, object 1 dot year, object 2 dot brand, object 2 dot model, object 2 dot year. Means a class may have multiple objects and each object store a record and multiple object can store multiple records. In this way, in today's class, we create how to create single object of a class, how to create multiple object of the class, how to create object of the class, how object is declared, how class is declared, what is the work of private and public, how the attribute works. Very nicely, I think it is essential to you. In the next class, we will be coming with how methods of the functions are operating with the members, with a few example and running the program. I think today's session are understandable to you. If you understand the program and sessions, like it. If you are having any problem, please make the comments. If you did not subscribe previously, kindly subscribe it. Thank you. See you in the next class.